What is going on, everyone? It's your boy JL Space back with another video. I've been away for a while, been trying to been putting this video off, and I've noticed obviously online and a lot of people are kind of making these videos each week about the reveal for the NX not happening. I thought don't want to necessarily follow that crowd. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, that's cool. I thought to myself I'd delay this video a little bit. No point in keep on making videos just about the same subject about it's not been revealed yet week by week, but I've decided to make this video now since I have a feeling like it's kind of impending now. Straight off the bat, I think Nintendo are probably going to just do the reveal in October as opposed to September. I mean, this week September ends and October obviously begins, so I think that Nintendo are going to use the last push for the Wii U in terms of any more games that might be coming out that are particularly high profile. I think the last one's probably Paper Mario. They'll probably just use that time to kind of, this is the final push for the Wii U, and now we're moving on to the NX. So I think straight into speculations now, because obviously we don't have any facts about what that reveal might entail or detail, the details of said event. I think it will be a Nintendo Direct. It won't be a press event. I've heard and I saw a video yesterday by Usman. I apologize if I pronounced his name wrong. That he was saying that Tesco, which is a retailer over here in London, or England town. What the hell am I talking about? Anyway, I'm not getting that out. Tesco have been basically not revealed it, but kind of shown that it's on their website, that you could it's up there for interest. So I think that Nintendo are probably starting to meet with retailers now to start figuring out logistics and numbers, sales numbers, and that kind of sort of stuff. I think now is the time, because I think even though it seems like it's far away, March is actually just around the corner, so they don't want to be caught off guard, as has been happening a lot recently with different tech companies that have this problem of really huge demand without realizing that the demand was going to be so huge. So they make a lot of said item, for example phones, iPhone or whatever, iPhone 7. A lot of people want the iPhone 7, but Apple make a certain amount that they think this will be enough for the first term of sales, and then it's not enough because even more people than they thought want it. And I think Nintendo will be in that situation with the NX. It's got a lot riding on it, and I think that Nintendo will be able to meet that demand if they start early. So if they're already starting to develop, all levels of creation now, so not just obviously games development, they're with their suppliers actually building consoles already. So I think that the reveal itself will show how far Nintendo are along in that process. It won't just be like with the Wii U when they first unveiled it. They didn't really show off the console itself so much. It was more just the gamepad, and even that wasn't the final gamepad look. So I think it will be more further along than in that stage than the Wii U was. I think it will probably be maybe about an hour or also probably show off more Breath of the Wild, but playing on the NX as opposed to the Wii U, and the difference between that. I think their focus will be, I think it's safe to say it probably is true. I mean, even people from Nintendo have been saying it, that this console is a hybrid. I think Nintendo are going to really focus on that fact of AAA leveled home console gaming on the go, and that's a really, really huge and unique selling point now. I think this whole idea of having games that are usually anchored to your TV and be able to take those away. I've said it so many times in so many different videos, but it's such a pertinent point, I think, to get across, that Nintendo are in a really unique position because they don't really have much true competition in that field. I mean, especially with their rich game history, game library, and IP library, they have the unique situation to bring. I mean, we've already seen it at E3, games like Breath of the Wild on the go. Are you kidding me? Chase. Then you have you just start thinking about Nintendo games, great Nintendo games that are on the Wii U, for example, Mario Kart on the go, Mario Kart on 3DS was really good, but now we're having it. The graphics will be on the level of the Wii U version, if not better, on the go. That's crazy, man. So I think Nintendo have definitely got to show that off. Don't anchor yourself too much to games that everyone knows. I think is also a good example of being able to show how far they've come in terms of their relationship with third parties and indie developers. I think focusing on or having a little time to show off the library that those developers are going to bring, and also it adds to this kind of reaches to another point I was going to make about everyone's still kind of having this conversation as in terms of what the power of the NX will be, and it's going to be weaker than the Xbox One. It's going to be PS4 Pro is just going to make it look like a toy box. It's going to be weak. It's going to be weak. It's going to be weak. It's Nintendo are going to just suck because it's going to be weak. But I think to myself, in all honesty, Nintendo seem to be changing their focus in terms of wanting to get third parties, especially Western third parties, back to the fold. And let's just be honest, a lot of those third parties care about graphics. They're always going on about, well, we've made this new game engine. For example, EA. They showed off Mass Effect Andromeda at PS4 Pro's unveiling. I'm showing, oh, look how the game looks in 4K, and the game did look so spice. I can't even lie, spice on spice. But the point is, they're always trying to push that graphic boundary, and a lot of those third parties, Ubisoft, EA, Ubisoft have been speaking. I think EA did. I can't remember exactly, but they've been making this point of that they're interested. They're really intrigued by what Nintendo are bringing. Now you have to ask yourself the question: for games like Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs 2, For Honor even, would Ubisoft be interested in bringing their AAA leveled games to a console that can't run those kinds of games? If it's so weak, why would those third parties be interested in coming to Nintendo? If it can't even bring... I mean, it would be the Wii and the Wii U situation all over again. For example, EA had support for the Wii U in the beginning, but then when their games started to get on another level, their support dropped. They didn't even bring FIFA out on it, much less Battlefield or anything like that, because the Wii U wasn't capable of playing those games. Or maybe that was the case, maybe it was the sales, but let's be honest, if the Wii U was more powerful, it most likely would have got those games. If the NX is so weak, if it's weaker than the Xbox One, it's weaker than the current PS4, and it will definitely, according to some people, be weaker than the PS4 Pro, why would they be interested in developing their games? What games would they bring? And why are they going to bother downscaling games now, when what they want is money from all three console creators, from Microsoft, Sony and Nintendo. They want money from all of them. If they can get their games to run on all three, like I've made this point before, if they want to make the most money, they want the consoles to be able to run the games that are going to make the most money. That's why they dropped support for the Wii U, because nobody was buying. Well, no, not as many people were buying as they probably expected. But also, it couldn't keep up in terms of game. I mean, you think of games like Arkham City. Arkham City was on the Wii U, and I think even Arkham Origins was on the Wii U as well. But Arkham Knight couldn't run on the Wii U. That game was just too big. You couldn't even run Unreal 4. The Wii U couldn't even handle it. So if the NX is going to be in the same situation, why would those developers even be interested remotely in what Nintendo are doing, even if it is hybrid gaming, if it is gaming on the go that's AAA leveled? Why would they be... Even Rockstar made the point that they're interested. And, I mean, let's think about what GTA 5 looked like when it came out on the 360. It already... And I honestly still believe this. It was pushing. I was surprised if 360 was even capable of playing a game that size that looked that good. And now it looks even better on the PS4 and on the Xbox One. So why would even they be like, yeah, we're interested in seeing what Nintendo are going to come up with? Why would they be interested if it was going to just be a pile of rubbish? If it's going to be so weak and, the games are going to look rubbish again? Come on, man. So I think right now, Nintendo are in a very unique position. I just want to kind of let that stuff off my chest. I think in terms of a reveal, we'll get one soon. Patience is obviously the key with Nintendo. In all honesty, the best policy I've found, I'm not giving, well, you lot can do what you like. You don't have to take my advice if you don't want to. But I would suggest just occupy yourself with other stuff. Like, don't even bother even looking for Nintendo NX news or anything like that. Almost ignore it, and then the reveal will come even faster. Because if you're just every day you're on NeoGAF, every day you're on YouTube, every day you're on Eurogamer, every day you're on so and so, and you're looking for NX stuff, you're just gonna go crazy. Like, your head is just gonna start spinning until it rolls off your shoulders. So I think everyone just be cool, have a little wait, and everything will turn out absolutely beautifully. So that's it in a nutshell, really. This is the video. Obviously, you know what to do. Hit me up in the comments, share, like, subscribe, all that beautiful stuff, and I'll catch you in the next video. It's your boy JR Special saying, player out.